Hi, I'm Beth Schillig, and it's November 5th, 2016, and I'm at the International Quilt Festival in Houston, Texas, and happy to say that my quilt arpeggio made it into the show. I posted a picture on Facebook yesterday, and I've had a couple people already say, well, what inspired you to do that? Because it is different than my normal quilt. And actually, it's kind of a value study, really, in a way. I got into hand dyeing my own fabrics a few years ago and took a class on dyeing neutrals. So I dyed this fabric, and I dyed a half yard of 9 different shades, 9 different values. And it was funny because when I looked at just one, I thought, oh, I think that's kind of an ugly color. What am I going to do with that? But when I looked at all of them together, they just kind of sparkled, and I really liked them. So what thrilled me about the dyeing is that I was able to reproduce. I had to dye more yardage 3 different times, and they all matched. So that was a real thrill. So anyways, it started as a medallion style quilt, actually for a challenge with a small group that I'm in. So the center, I had done this design a number of years ago and trapuntoed it and had all this piecing on the outside, and on that quilt, when you got back away from it, you couldn't even see any of this hard work that I had done in the center, which really was a big disappointment to me. So I decided I wanted to do it again, and I dye painted this. It looks like an applique, but it's actually dye painted. These designs are motifs are dye painted on there. And then I would add borders and just kept going. And the value study part was like I did this 2 or 3 times to get the colors right so that they would stand out the way I was. Or the way I wanted. So it was a good learning experience. And then as I would just continue to add the pieces, I thought, well, finally, it's done. I'll start quilting it. And I just freehand quilted this like I normally would in anything else. There's a double layer of batting in this, cotton in the back and wool in the front. And once again, you couldn't really see these motifs. Just like what I had done years earlier, I didn't have enough value contrast. So what I did was, on my home machine, I went around it with a small zigzag. And actually there's 2 shades of thread in there. There's a kind of a medium dark maroonish color, and then a real dark. So that's what actually made those motifs pop out. And I think it's something that a lot of people do overlook, that we quilt. I don't quilt on a long arm, I quilt on a sit-down long arm. So it's like working on a domestic machine where I move the fabric. But we do have all of our home sewing machines, and why not use a little zigzag in there to kind of enhance it a little bit. So it's all done by machine except for the beading. The beading was the very last thing, and that was done by hand. And that's about the story of arpeggio. Thank you.